In this lesson, we are going to look at credit cards. So there is such a thing called a credit card limit. This is the highest amount of money one can charge to their credit card. And it's going to vary from person to person and from card to card. There are certain factors that affect your credit limit. Your ability to repay. How much income do you have in your household? What are your living expenses? So how much extra money between your income and your expenses do you have that the credit card company is comfortable that you would be able to repay? Types of credit cards. In some ways, choosing a credit card is like choosing a pair of shoes. If you don't try them on and just grab the pair that look the nicest, you might regret it later. Similarly, if you choose your credit card based on a special offer or just because it's offered by your bank, you may be in for an unpleasant surprise. There are more than 200 cards on the market, and comparing rewards plans and other features is almost impossible, yet there is a real range out there when it comes to the value and convenience they offer. So you definitely want to take your time and research. What is your goal of using a credit card? Is it to get the rewards so that you can fly places? Do you love the NHL and you want to be able to buy things at the NHL online store? There's a credit card that gives you points back for that. Do you love going to movies? Scotiabank has a credit card that gives you scene points, and therefore if you use a lot and get a lot of points, you can go to the movies for free. Your food at the movie theater is free. Then, if you know that you're going to carry a balance from month to month, you want to maybe look for a low-interest credit card. So you really have to think about what is your goal of having a credit card, what are you using it for, what do you want to get out of it, and then you have to go and do some research. You can go online and you can Google what's the best credit card for different items, and they will give you a lot of information. Some of the types of rewards you can get back are cash back. So there are credit cards that will give you a percentage cash back for everything you put on that credit card. There are retail rewards. So Walmart has a credit card, and so maybe you earn rewards for Walmart. Lots of stores have these types of things. Low-rate credit cards. So if you know that you're going to carry a balance from month to month and you're not going to be able to pay off your credit card, you might want to look for one that has a low rate. And we're talking substantial. It can be 10% lower than the typical credit card rate. Typical credit card rates run around the 19% mark. You can get some low-rate cards for around 9%. Business. So maybe you want a reward for business. Maybe you want rewards for travel. You want to get airline points or hotel points. You can also look at student credit cards as well. So incentives or promotions are sometimes offered to entice people to use credit cards. For example, an immediate cash rebate may be offered on the first purchase using a credit card. Low interest rates, rewards, or no annual fees may also be offered. You do need to make sure you read the fine print, because sometimes it might be super low interest rate of 2.5% for 6 months, and then after 6 months, it's 19.99%. So you do want to make sure you check the fine print on those, what they look like introductory offers that are fantastic. So you definitely want to check those out. This was just a sample of 3 credit cards. As I mentioned before, there is well over 200 out there, so you need to do your research before getting one. When might it be an advantage to choosing a low interest rate card over a higher interest rate that has a rewards program that interests you? Well, if you're not going to be able to pay off your credit card each month, you really ought to look at a low interest rate, because interest rates on credit cards can get crazy out of hand. You want to make sure that if you're looking for a rewards program, that you can pay that credit card off each month, or you're probably not saving yourself any money at all. So here's a sample credit card statement. We want to make sure we know how to read a credit card statement so that you don't make any mistakes. So when we look at this, what is the credit limit? So how much is this person allowed to spend at a time? So the most that they can ever have on their credit card bill before they have to pay it off. The credit card limit on this statement is right here, and it is $5,000. credit available. Now, the credit available means how much does that person still have that they could put on their credit card before they hit that. And that is located right here. And I know it's hard to read, but there is $3,477.98. So that means that if needed, they could still spend another $3,477.98 before they hit that $5,000 credit limit. What is the balance? So that is how much they have currently put on this credit card that they need to pay off. It's $1,522.02. And you should notice that two numbers added together give us the $5,000. So your balance plus your credit available will equal your credit limit. What minimum payment that's due? So this is the minimum amount that a person has to pay. And you want to make sure you pay the minimum, or it's going to end up on your credit rating as a bad thing. You want to make sure you at least pay the minimum. And the amount the person has to pay this month is $76.10. You should definitely try to pay more than the minimum, because if you only pay the minimum, then you're going to be maximizing interest charges, and it's going to take you a long time to pay it off. When does a bill have to be paid by? So this is very, very important to note, because if you don't pay it on time, it gets put on your credit history. So payment due date is February 26th, and this was back in 2009. Now, what is the interest rate? So we want to find what the interest rate of this credit card is. And again, it's kind of hard to see, but it is down here. It's the annual percentage rate. And this one, sometimes it's called the APR, annual percentage rate. This is 19.8%. And that is very typical for credit cards. So now you've had an opportunity to read a credit card. We've talked about the fact that there are lots of credit cards out there, so you need to research what actually is going to work best for you. And you want to then, you can apply online for them, you can go into a bank to apply, and then use it wisely. It does help you build credit ratings if you are making your payments on time and maybe trying not to carry a large balance on it. So you are now ready to go and try your practice.